Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And with that, I always get decisions on where am I cruising. And so I've been going through a little bit of an evolution that you all are experiencing with me and going along on that journey. Part of that is saying, why am I being loyal to one cruise line and why should I not be loyal to a cruise line? So I wanted to start this video off and just cover the front part of that on why be loyal to a cruise line. And now I'm not going to talk about the benefits of the loyalty program. That is clearly going to be one of the big ones, is you get to acquire points in the loyalty program. You all know that, and it's going to have great benefits with it. But there's a lot more actual tangible things or non-tangible things that I think come into play more. There's 5 of them that I really have in mind. The first one is going to be, it feels like home. So when I come on a Royal Caribbean ship, it feels like home. So when I walk into my stateroom, I know what to expect. I know what it's going to look like. I know the layout. I know where I'm putting my toothbrush, where I'm hanging my clothes. Like, it is all super easy. I also know what the entertainment's going to be because I've seen it before. So it's not surprising to me. It's something I go, you know, I would like to see that this time. And I know what that experience is going to be. I'm also, thinking of the floor plans, getting around on the ship. So if I am on a ship model or ship line, for the most part, they have the same style setup and it's easy to navigate and you know where everything is going to be at. And the other thing to this one is it doesn't require any change. I can come on here and I don't have to figure anything out. I can think less because I know what's gonna happen and it feels like home. The second thing is that you're going to see a lot of the same guests on the sailings, as well as you're going to see the same crew on the sailing. And this is something that makes me happy to no end, is running into people that I know on the cruise ships. I've probably got more friends on cruises these days than I do on actual land, but I don't plan. I cruise solo. You guys know that I don't plan to come with people, but I guarantee you there is always somebody on this ship that I know because we're also sticking with the same cruise line, which gives us a better chance of being on the same cruise together. And this is very true for the guest. I keep running into the same guest all the time, but it's also great for the crew as well. I can go on, I think the best example I can give you is I went on a cruise that left from Stockholm, Sweden, and before I could even get onto the ship, crew members were coming up and saying hello to me because I've been on, Freedom of the Seas a lot. Now I'm on Liberty of the Seas. The people that are there, when they transfer to another cruise line, they still seem to remember me. So I hope that I'm pleasant enough and that's not because of a bad experience. But they still remember me when I go to other ships or when they go to other ships and I wind up there as well at some point. They still remember me and I love that feeling. The downside is when I don't necessarily remember them all the time and they have literally met thousands of people since they've met me and I don't remember them and I probably met, 50 of the other crew members. So kudos to the crew who actually can remember the names, remember our drink orders. You all are amazing. The third thing that I like, but staying with one cruise line, is that when something goes bump in the night, when something goes wrong, I know how to fix it. I know what the remedy probably is going to be. And so I don't have to go fight tooth and nail or figure out a system and really advocate. I can just go onto the decision maker. I can go to what needs to happen. And I know what to expect because I've seen it play out time and time again. Things luckily don't always or often go wrong. But if a cruise is canceled for some reason, if it's chartered, let's say, like what are the options going to be? If I cancel a sailing, if I just can't make it, am I going to get any future cruise credit? Am I going to get any of my money back? And it's really good to know what the situation is here. This is very similar to those of us, and this one I certainly do, is stay loyal to an airline. Somewhere that things go wrong more times than not, you know how to resolve it, you know how to get up with the right people, and it really helps me, I think, and I kind of feel like I'm better taken care of because they know who I am. I have that status in their loyalty program, and I'm going to get a little bit better treatment. I think they treat everybody here excellent. Don't hear me wrong on that. But I like to think that I do get a little bit better treatment because I do come very often. The fourth thing, in another example of just not liking change, is I know where I want to eat at. So when I come onto a cruise ship with Royal Caribbean, I know what the food options are. I know what I like, what I don't like. And so I can make up my mind, is this a main dining room kind of cruise? Or maybe I'm doing specialty, or maybe I'm just gonna eat in the Windjammer. Or it could be a combination of those based on what I want. I know what the food experience is. And so when I go somewhere, I know what I'm going to get. It's not normally a surprise. It's normally not good or better. It's not normally worse. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be because I just did the same thing the weekend before, the weekend before that. And so I really like the consistency that I get by sticking with one cruise line, and I know what to expect, and I'm able to make easier decisions on what I want to do, and I normally don't mess that up because I know what the experience is going to be. The fifth thing that I'll say that I really like about staying with a cruise line, in my case Royal Caribbean, is that I know all the tips and tricks. So I am able to share those with you all, and I did not learn those in one sailing, in two sailings. I think I've got about 115 cruises with Royal Caribbean at this time, which really allows me to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what am I going to enjoy, and then I can come back and share all that information with you all. One thing that I really like is knowing where the crowds are going to be and where the crowds are not going to be. So as much as you all see the extroverted Brandon putting myself out there on YouTube, when I'm on the cruise ship, there's certainly times where I want to be part of the party scene, part of the crowd that's socializing, getting to know each other. And then there's other times where I'm like, I'm going to go to this section of the ship where I know nobody's going to be at, and I can squirrel away and just do my own thing in peace and quiet. Those are things that you pick up throughout all of your journeys, and you don't really just get that if you dabble in a cruise line here, dabble in a cruise line there. You're not going to get all of that. However, with all that being said, those are some amazing reasons to stay loyal to a cruise line, but there's some really solid reasons why not to stay loyal to a cruise line. This is one I'm finding myself in. And so to balance this video out and give you all options on which one's going to work best for you, let's talk about why you might not want to stay loyal to a cruise line in the next video. All right, everybody, this is Brandon the Weekend Cruiser. I'm going to see you on a weekend cruise soon.